this is historic. This is something that I saw as a vision early on when we saw that vaccines were going to be available. That I wanted to vaccinate as many of my community members as possible.
You have about 11,000 members in the community currently. The first vaccination event drew about 1,000. This one easily over 2,000. How have you had to address skepticism, or have you had to?
Yes, and I think it's due in a large part to the history of the attitudes of Western medicine towards, especially towards minority groups. For Native Americans, there's been that history there as well, where there's a history of us being studied and these studies not really coming back and benefiting us as tribes, whether it has to do with the healthcare, the maladies of us as Native Americans, and for the Gila River Indian Community, we've had that similar history that we've had to work, especially during a pandemic, where we've had to really educate and to reach out to our community members, our elders, especially, to really educate them on the vaccine being safe and also just on how important it is to get vaccinated as well.
And the message has been received well.
The message has been received very positively. Of course, we still have a few that are hesitant, that are on the fence, so to speak, because of all the different type of information on the internet, on TV, etc. But I think, when you have your tribal leaders, when you have those elders, those that our community looks to, for uh, positive truth and for direction, that is very important, especially to tribal communities, to communities such as ours. So, we've looked at those champions that have gotten the vaccine to message that to our community as well. So we've looked at very different ways in how we were trying to message and encourage our community members.
Ready? One, two, three.
Governor Lewis says to pull off an event of this size, the tribe brought in its own healthcare personnel, along with staff at the Motor Sports Park who are already experienced in running large events. The tribe also leveraged its relationship with the federal government and the Arizona National Guard. Colonel Tom Leeper says Arizona's National Guard was the first in the country to vaccinate civilians. We spoke about its partnership with the Gila River Indian Community.
So it's a wonderful opportunity that we were asked in by the tribe to provide vaccinators and then also some logistical help from our other task force, our sister task force. But we're here just putting needles in arms and making sure that we get people immunized.
Have you had to handle skepticism from members who might say, I'm not so sure about this?
So some of the tribal members have expressed concern when they drive up and they see a bunch of people in this uniform there. So they're kind of surprised. I think the surprise is what they're voicing. But we explained to them that we were invited in by the tribe to help out with this vaccination effort, and they're good with it.
So you're a physician. Obviously, you want to encourage people to get vaccinated. But for people who are part of this community or throughout the state who might be skeptical, what do you say to them?
So I think my first message is that the vaccines are safe. So as far as that type of skepticism goes, it doesn't really fly. So get the vaccine because it's safe, but also if you feel a little under the weather after you get the vaccine, that means it's doing its job, and that's what we're kind of looking for. So that is way better than actually getting COVID.
This is the largest scale operation thus far.
At one of the tribal communities, yes, and we're really pleased with how it's going.
As the country races to vaccinate people as quickly as possible, events like this one are the result of extensive collaboration that could serve as a valuable blueprint for other communities.
No, sir, I've been given.
You've also said you've heard from other tribal leaders throughout the state who are wondering, should they make this partnership? What do you tell them?
Right. I hear from my tribal leaders both in the state as well as across Indian country, nationally as well. And so what we're hoping to do here, not only to vaccinate our community members, but also to show just how collaboratively we've done this with our state, federal, and tribal partners together to be a best practice for other tribes across Indian country. And not just for other tribes, but also for other jurisdictions statewide as well, or even nationally, to show that, this type of event can be done in a very safe fashion, very efficiently, this drive-through, the site planning that we did, the stages that were all really carefully planned out. We're seeing tremendous success already. It's about shots in the arms. It's about getting our community members vaccinated, saving, and I equate this to saving every life by getting them vaccinated.